You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Vegas, it's rock, it's dogs, it's Vegas Rock Dog Radio, a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. Stand by for great guests and cool advice, all in one rocking hour. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. That's 702-483-4444. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. I'm your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs, and you're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, which is a full hour of, well, just under an hour of pets, people, and pop culture. And we're live from Las Vegas on a most beautiful day. And I have in studio
the assistant to the queen of rock and roll dogs.
My husband, Jim Dorigo, is in studio. If you want to follow Jim on Twitter, do you know what your Twitter name is? Of course you don't.
You do.
Exactly. I've got enough running all my own social media for the radio show, the business, the blog, and now the gym, the musician. So his name on Twitter is James Dorigo.
I might have anti-social media.
You absolutely do. You think you might. Anyway, we're live from Las Vegas, and the weather is spectacular today. What happens in Vegas in October stays in Vegas in October, but it's an amazing month for pet events, and you just simply can't get around them all because the weather's so lovely on the weekends. This is, for us, autumn is like
30 days.
Autumn is like it's like coming out of winter, and spring comes for anyone else that lives in a very, very cold climate. For us, coming out of summer, because everybody's cooped up inside, it's just a wonderful time of the year. But so there's a great event going on today with one of my favorite rescues, the Las Vegas Hot Diggity Dachshund Rescue. And if you're listening in from England or Canada, it's Dachshund, which is, I'm bilingual today, I tell you that now. It's a great event. It's at Kellogg Zahir Dog Park, which is just off of 95 in Buffalo. And is it Buffalo?
Yeah, it's no, is this Summerlin Parkway in Buffalo?
No, it's 95 in Buffalo. And it starts at 11 a.m. this morning, finishes at 3, and it's a really fantastic event. It's ticketed, it's very inexpensive, and you can take your little dogs with you and put them in the costume competition. And I'm going to be a judge today. Normally I have a booth, but it's been a very busy time of year, so today I'm a judge, and I'll be judging the wiener costume competition. I will be judging the wiener kissing competition. It's very inappropriate. There's a belly rub wiener contest and other fun things.
The belly rub is always good.
It's cute. Everybody sits on the ground with their little dogs and they rub their bellies, and the ones that react the best to it, we have to select the winners, which is very difficult because you don't want anyone to get upset. But it is quite a difficult judging competition at this particular event because
wieners love their bellies rubbed.
They do, and they love to kiss. They love to kiss. Well, if I can get video today, we'll show you. But the costume competition is amazing, and a lot of those people work all year round making their costumes, and they include themselves in the theme. So remember the one year they had the what do they call it? Minions. And the whole family were minions, and then they had Where's Waldo, and everybody was Waldo, the dogs, the owners, and so they become very, very creative and win great prizes. There's an auction, there's food, there's a wiener races, super, super fun for the rescue, and all around a great event. And although we're all saying, oh, it's cooled down quite a bit today, we always leave sunburnt or every single year. And there's another event going on. In fact, the best place to go to check out these events is to go to the Las Vegas Pet Scene website, and you'll just click on that calendar and you see everything that's going on in Vegas, and it's a lot, so it's great. It's a good time of year to be out and about. So if you do want to find me on social media, because I am on there, Jim is not, you can go to, and we're going to Periscope later today when I get a little bit organized here. We're going to Periscope. You can find us at Vegas Rock Dog, and the website is vegasrockdogradio.com, and our Facebook is Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Twitter, Vegas Rock Dog Show, no W at the end. Our call-in number is 702-483-4444. And we are live on VegasAllNetRadio.com. Instagram, Vegas Rock Dog. And if you want to pick up some rock and roll clothing for you and your pet, I said you and your pet, not just your pet, you can go to VegasRockDog.com. We sell everything from tank tops, T-shirts, long sleeve tees, ball caps, beanies, and pretty much the same kind of stuff for the dogs too. We've got some brand new bracelets in, with guitars on them, and a new one that people are very, very happy about, and it says Dogs Rock on it, and another one that says, and I'm wearing it right now, I'll show you on Periscope, Together We Make a Difference. That's been a popular one. So lots going on our website
and
over
one
there.
with a skeleton and a flat cap.
Oh, and I've got a new one. Yeah, it's a skeleton kissing another skeleton lady, and he's wearing a flat cap. So he must be from Yorkshire, from where I'm from.
It must be.
He's a Yorkshire skeleton. So that one particular bracelet will be up on the site. Oh, and we got brand new scarves. We got scarves in, and these are for our cat lovers. They've got little cat silhouettes on them. They're very, very nice. So you'll see me running around with one of those, even though I don't have a cat, but that's okay. I actually don't like animal prints.
You almost had a cat this morning.
Well, yeah, we saw a little cat this morning that we thought we might have to pick up, but it looks like it belonged in the neighborhood up the road. So what was I going to say about... Oh, yeah, I don't like animal prints. You'll not see me wear...
Leopard.
No.
Zebra.
No. What else is
Tiger.
there? Yeah, no. But a paw print, yeah, I'll wear a paw print and a dog silhouette, but I just won't, and whiskers, I just won't, I can't, no.
You're becoming very particular.
I think I always have been, but I definitely would not. If you picked up a leopard print something for me, I would just die.
Yeah, you would.
I would say, you don't know me. That's what I would say. But yeah, I can't be doing with that. Got to be really careful with those kind of prints, because it can look a bit tacky, can't it? It can look a bit tacky.
Yeah, a little bit meow. A little bit old Vegas.
A little bit, yeah, it's very Vegas. It's not just old Vegas, it's now Vegas as well. So that's how you're going to find us on the internet. Our blog is really rocking and rolling right now. The rockandrolldog.com. Lots going on that blog, and we've got tons and tons of people visiting the blog daily now, and it's very exciting. And that's where we put up reviews, product reviews, honest product reviews, really important, and great stories and awareness pieces, you name it, and funny stuff, like things like when I mistake things for animals. Like, I saw a rolling white plastic bag one day on the pavement, thought someone's white dog had run away. I was going to pull the car over.
Yep. You pulled over to pick up a stray dog and you wandered right into a coyote once.
I did. That was another time. Or the time that I reached over from my chair to pet one of our dogs, and it was the brown cushion, and I did it twice in the same day. That is madness, that, thinking it is going to be a dog. So funny stuff, things that pet parents can relate to. Now, yesterday, I make regular appearances over on Fox 5 on The More Show. Always really excited to go. I really love live radio. I really love live TV. The fact that things could go wrong is rather exciting to me. Isn't that the craziest? That's sick, isn't it? It's sick. Everyone else is terrified, but I just love it. I just love that live element. So I'm always very thankful and grateful to be invited back every time. Although you'd have to get up very early, put lots of makeup on, get your hair sorted, and throw your high heels on. And I was saying last night, by the time I'd done the More Show and finished my day after the charity event last night, I'd had those heels on for like 13 hours, and I was walking like a werewolf. My heels would not touch the ground. I was just walking on the balls of my feet. But I was over at Fox 5, and what I covered yesterday were just some really basic things that people should do with their pets. And if you kind of you and your pet just parallel each other. For example, you wake up in the morning, lots of people get up, have their vitamins, which I've been very good with this week, before you even try and call me out on that.
Not as good as I am.
No, you're religious. It just never crosses my mind. That's honest to goodness. So anyway, this week has been very good, but I'm brilliant with the pets, with our dogs. I get up, they get their supplementation, and most people do it for themselves. So if you parallel that, then you're going to be helping them with their diet and overall health. Another thing, when you brush your teeth, think about brushing your pet's teeth, and you should try and do it daily. I know people go, what? Yeah, daily. Because here's the thing. If your dogs are not chewing on bones and got some kind of mechanical scraping going on, they're not going to stay very, very clean. And do not believe the myth that kibble cleans teeth, because it doesn't.
And we have non-compliant dogs when it comes to toothbrushing.
They're not the greatest. They're really not the greatest. And it's funny because even though, despite they eat the same foods, and get the same treats like carrots and stuff like that, one Galaxy, she plaques up more than the other two, you know. So, but
we have one 9-year-old dog who's never had a dental scraping ever and doesn't need it.
Yeah.
And we got one that's had a couple now, and she's due for a third. And
yeah. And then Mr.
they eat
Twix.
the same food.
Well, thank God he's young because his teeth are beautiful and white. So, because the thought of even trying to get in his mouth would be quite a challenge, to say the least. But again, parallel what you do. You brush your teeth, brush their teeth. Now, another thing is, we're often told do a lot of your own self-health checks. Check your skin. You see if anything's abnormal. Do the same for your pets. When you're actually petting them, just go a little bit more thorough. Check their skin. If you've got a long-haired dog, you're going to have to really feel around for any lumps and bumps. Check their ears, see if there's anything going on with their paws. And again, their health's going to improve because the minute you spot something out of order, you'll be able to address that with your vet. So that's another good tip. And another one was, and this is great for me at this time of year because the weather's cooled down now. I will admit, Jim has been the walker most of summer because
all of summer.
I cannot bear
all of summer.
What do you want, a medal?
I'm taking all the credit. Sorry. It's me.
This year, I just could not bear the heat this year. It just got to me this year. But the weather's changed now, so...
you were a bit Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory in the morning.
What does that mean?
Everybody just laying there in bed, and then only Charlie and Grandpa get up to go to the chocolate factory. Yeah, true.
Kind of.
True that.
True that. So I think definitely if you're in Vegas, now it's cooled down, so many people want to get outside. Take your pets with you. It's a great time to be together, to bond, and of course get some exercise. So that's what I was talking about. But here's the great thing. I walked away with a tip from someone else. And there was a lady, and I wish I'd picked up her name. I'm sure it's on their website. But basically what she did was she came on to talk about safety for your children and your pets when it comes to your big TVs, when people actually put them on top of furniture, if they're not mounted on the wall, how kids have been pulling them. They've always pulled TVs down, and you might think that your piece of furniture is super, super sturdy. It might be sturdy enough for your kid to climb up on it and then pull on the TV. And there have been some deaths because of it. But she mentioned, it's not good for you and it's your kids, and it's not good for your pets if that falls on them. And she demonstrated a piece of equipment. Basically, it's like a belt, a strap thing, attaches on the back of the TV, and it either attaches to the wall or to the back of the furniture. There's no way that can get pulled forward. So I thought that was a really good tip. I gave her a big thumbs up when I was in the studio, and that link is on our website if you need to purchase one. So unless your TV is on the wall, definitely get one of those. I just thought it was a great, great tip. So you never know where you're going to come across great information like that. So what else do we want to talk about, Jim? I've got a lot of stuff on my plate here. A lot of stuff.
You want to tell everybody about our tree?
Bad news. This is what happened. We were gone most of the day, weren't we? We had this amazing, massive California pepper tree in our front garden, and Jim got home before me and then called me desperately saying, where are you? You need to be home. Our tree has snapped in two and it's fallen.
It has 3 branches
it's massive.
That branch off at the base, and one entire section of the tree just came crashing down to the ground.
Yeah.
Took out the hood of the neighbor's pickup truck.
Yeah. Which I always say to Jim, I don't know why they park in front of our house when their driveway's open. I don't know why. I can't stand it when they park in front of my house and their driveway is open for 3 cars. And then he did say, the neighbor, he hadn't even come to a stop when he saw the tree just come towards him. I have a feeling he won't park in front of the house anymore.
So we have some tree trimming to do this weekend.
Well, we did a fair bit that day, didn't we? We really did. And it was a lot. It was a lot of trees. So, yeah, that's a chore that we just don't need. But we're going to have to tackle it. Luckily, no one got hurt. And luckily, it didn't fall on the electrical box because we could have taken out the whole of the neighborhood. And we didn't need that. on top of the... It's been a mad week. It's been an odd... Don't you think it's been an odd kind of week? Like this morning we nearly got head-on crashed with an ambulance that was on the wrong side of Sahara, just barreling down. You know, like sometimes at the intersection they will actually go on the other side to get where they're going. No, he's just coming right down.
We were heading west, and he was heading east on the westbound side.
Yes, fast, really fast. And I could hear the sirens, and I'm looking on the other side of the road for the ambulance. No, it's coming towards us. So it's been an odd week, hasn't it? It's just we've had a cracked tree. I had a cracked tooth.
AMR ambulance, if you're listening.
Jim.
That driver's liable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that could have been really dangerous this morning. So yeah, it's been eventful already, and the weekend is not over yet. We've got wieners to see this afternoon. Here's a funny thing, Jim. You'll like this. Cosmopolitan magazine. I know you're a regular reader of that, Jim.
Oh yes, religious.
They said the results are in. If you're having a rough time playing the dating game, which you don't have to worry about anymore, Jim, there's something called the canine effect.
I'm only 22 years out of practice.
And this canine effect is coming to a relationship near you.
Oh, guys that walk around parks with their dogs so the girls will come talk to them.
Well, according to a true study by eHarmony, this could just be help their little PR. They had in their relationship questionnaire, they said having a dog will give you a few extra brownie points. So when it comes to this crazy little thing called love, that's a little Queen reference, love that. Turns out women are 15% more likely to receive a message from a fellow member should she list dogs as an interest, and men are 35% more likely. There you go.
Well, don't guys already do that in some cities where they
rent a dog
or rent a baby or babysit their friend's child or something?
I don't think they go as far as the baby thing.
No, I think they do. I think guys will like babysit to try to get women to talk to them.
Well, it's an angle. I think the pet's a little bit easier, but this is generally people.
That's
that
why
have
all those
pets.
girls come up to me in the park when I walk my dogs, because you won't.
It's that and your man bun.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All those ladies come up.
Everybody knows.
And Mr. Twix. Maybe that's why you have Mr. Twix trained the way he is.
To keep the girls away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they say a man bun takes a man from a 6 to a 10. And I read this week and it was really funny. It was just a funny quote, and it just said, "A man without a beard is like a woman with one." Not a good thing for either of them. I thought that was really funny. Anyway, the rest of the story is, so this is generally if you like animals and have pets, in general, dog lovers are 25% more likely to hear from a potential date than people who haven't listed them as an interest. Cat lovers, the jury's out. Soz, it says. Soz is a very English thing. We say sorry. Soz. Oh, I'm soz. Sorry, soz. Do you know that? You don't know that.
Never heard it.
Yeah, it's a new one for you.
You and your language.
My language. Dogs have always been a fantastic icebreaker, and I will agree with that. It's very easy to talk to the pet first, and it sparks up a conversation. And it's a great way to meet people, said eHarmony. And for some people, having a passion for dogs and animal welfare is one of those core values that provides a great basis for compatibility. Dogs are also playful, and someone who lives with a dog probably spends a good portion of their day playing, a great indicator that they don't take life too seriously. Let's just say Cosmo didn't shoot hot guys with dogs for their October issue for nothing. There you go. This is all rather good timing too, they said, as we approach Dogtober. It's a good play on words. A month dedicated to raising awareness and funds for assistance dogs that are then matched with suitable human partners, which is kind of like an eHarmony for helping dogs and people in need. Maybe moral of the story, though, they say, is that it appears Kelly's was wrong. Do you remember Kelly's? My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah.
My canine brings all the boys to the yard. So I thought that was a great article and a little fun there, Jim. What are you doing? What are you watching? What are you reading?
I don't know. They said something on the radio incorrect. I just wanted to reconfirm that it was actually August 26th.
Yeah.
Somebody mistakenly said it was today.
Yes, they did. There was a lot of it going around today. There's a lot of...
But last week was National Black Dog Day.
And the week before was Deaf Dog Awareness Week.
Right, which we had a great show.
We did have a great show with...
Bernard.
Bernard from Dog and His Boy.
You and your Bernard.
Me Bernard. Get used to it. Well, listen, on that note, let's take a very quick break. We'll listen to some words from our sponsors, and we will be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. We'll be right back.
People say less is more. At Red Barn, we think less is better. It's what you won't find that sets our natural premium pet food apart. No byproducts, no corn or soy, no fillers. Just the natural ingredients your pets need to live the healthy life they deserve. Look at the label. We want you to. Red Barn Naturals Pet Food. Simply the best. Find it in your local pet specialty store. Try our chicken rolled food as a meal or shredded as a topper.
Do you know that moment when your dirty dog's about to jump in your nice, clean car? You can avoid all the cleanup and mess with a 4K9 seat cover. 4K9s makes heavy-duty seat covers and cargo liners that will blend seamlessly with the interior of your vehicle. You can find us at 4K9s.com. That's the number 4, KNINES.com, or on Amazon.com. 4K9s makes nothing but the best for your best friend.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Now, let's return to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Here again, your host, the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
If you were listening, did you hear that?
That was a loud animal.
He did not realize that Mike was live. It's ridiculous. We may as well just continue this very bizarre theme we've had all week anyway, Jim. Why not? Can you actually do any animal impersonations?
Wow.
What's that?
I don't know. Some beast. A beast of sorts.
Oh, dear. So, in the news, actually, we just went live on Periscope. Can't say that's the best angle. Hey, Carol! I'm so glad you're here, because you're going to hear something later. I think you're going to like Carol. Carol Bryant is she's the creator and the founder of FidosOfReality.com. She's got a fantastic blog, and check her out. She writes about some really, really great stuff, and she just shouts, "Woman!" That's funny. We're on Periscope right now, Vegas Rock Dog. Hi, Claire Jane. How are you? So let's talk a little bit about a piece of news that was kind of circulating the whole week. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Wasn't he in town?
I have no idea, to be honest. No, Pitbull was here. Pitbull was here with the shiniest of construction helmets because he broke ground on his charter school. Did you know that?
I hear he's a good man.
Yeah, let's get him on the show. He has to come on the show. His name's Pitbull, if anything. So, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson newly adopted a couple of little dogs the past month, and this week one of his dogs passed away from ingesting mushrooms. And I picked up this information from the Dog Channel, and they said, we often talk about the usual suspects when it comes to food that are toxic to your pets: chocolate, onions, raisins, and we all know them fairly well. But what about those that we never hear about? Are there edibles in our backyard which could harm our pets?
Oleander.
Yeah, that's a plant that we just don't
very
have.
common here in the Southwest because it grows and provides a lot of shade. Problem is, it's
and the which is the palm tree that's quite dangerous. Sago palms are not good for pets either. They're not good either. So
I didn't know that.
You've got to be careful with your garden. So, very, very sad. It passed away. The puppy passed away, and he said mushrooms are everywhere and can pose a threat to your dog. Toxic mushrooms can be found in an environment setting, so that lawn, woods, garden, etc. And Dr. Tina Wismer, medical director at the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center, has shared information on which mushrooms are poisonous and the symptoms and what you should do if you think that your dog has ingested one.
So you go to the ASPCA website and there's
yes, because you're going to need to look at the images, because she said it's very difficult to decide because a lot of them look so similar but could be non-toxic and toxic. So you would have a really tough time.
My Uncle Sam was an expert in picking wild mushrooms.
He was?
Oh, my goodness. Everybody from around that part of Pennsylvania used to go to him for advice.
Really?
Because Western Pennsylvania, we were famous for the sheephead mushroom, which is like a delicacy.
Ooh,
my Uncle Sam knew how to pick mushrooms.
What did he do with them? Eat them?
Yeah, or
That's what they were
give
for?
them the people for cooking, and you have to be really careful.
Did anyone pass away that he gave mushrooms?
So
to?
I don't.
Or went
so.
on like a, what do they call it? What do they call it?
Psychotropics? What are you talking
What do they call it? Episode.
No.
Tripping, basically.
But yeah, he was my Uncle Sam, first generation Italian American, but he was really a mountain man.
Maybe that's why he picked the mushrooms.
Maybe
everybody on that hill
Maybe.
tripping.
Well, special mushrooms apparently grow on cow poo.
Lovely.
Not that I know about any of that.
Sounds
but I've been told.
fantastic. Sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to come back to this rather serious topic, and that is you need to hop over to their website to identify these mushrooms, and they can range in size, color, and shape. And if your dog eats any mushroom in the wild, regardless of the variety, you should take your dog to the vet. I wonder if that applies to ones that we eat at home. Maybe you can research that, Jim, on the break.
I would say you take your dogs to the vet if the humidity level changes outside. You get their dogs to the vet for anything almost.
Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's as simple as that. That's my motto. That's my motto. Anyway, so it says some toxic varieties and their symptoms. Please note, they said, while we have attempted to showcase examples, and this link is going up on our Facebook page, Vegas Rock Dog Radio. They've got some examples, but that's not all of them. And they said, always contact your veterinarian immediately if you think your pet has ingested wild mushrooms of any variety. And of course, they have the craziest names because for some reason I'm always having to pronounce medical terms and mushroom names. So we've got muscarinic mushrooms. They stimulate salivation, urination, diarrhea, and vomiting. The onset of signs is quick, usually within 5 to 30 minutes. Signs can persist for several hours if untreated, but resolve quickly with administration of the antidote from your veterinarian. Then you have this is a crazy name, isoxaxole mushrooms, and often known as the panther mushroom, and they have you'll get fluctuating signs of excitation. I have the wrong teeth in today. I should have warmed up, like vocalese, like singers do. I should have warmed up this morning. Fluctuating signs of excitation and depression. So it can be either or. But you know your pet if they're acting weird. So just pay attention to that. And the animals initially vomit, then develop the neurologic signs. Care must be taken when treating these animals, as some patients will stop breathing.
Can you induce vomiting for mushrooms?
I'm getting to that point, Mr. Jim.
Because we know how to do that.
We sure do. Hallucinogenic magic mushrooms are on this list, the ones that your uncle picked.
I don't think he picked those.
But it can cause hallucinations, drunkenness, fever, and these symptoms will come on rather quickly, between half an hour and 3 hours, can last up to 3 days. And these animals respond very well to veterinary care if they've swallowed those. Then you've got the Gyromitra false morals. But that's the name of that one. Contains compounds related to rocket fuel. Goodness me. These mushrooms...
That's all right. So does our Southern Nevada water.
Yeah. That's why you keep tripping.
Yeah.
These mushrooms, when ingested, can cause seizures and vomiting. So all these signs, when your pet is doing something really weird, out of character, and if you know that you have mushrooms around or been around mushrooms, just, like I say, be safe. Don't be sorry. Get straight to the vet. And they can affect the liver because they've got toxins in them that will affect that. And this is, some of these mushrooms have a lag period of 6 to 12 hours before the pet will start vomiting. And they appear to recover, but in 3 to 7 days, they develop liver failure with seizures and bleeding. And most animals don't survive. So that's always, like I say, just get to the vet. It doesn't matter. Don't worry if you can't afford it. Just get there. Because you know what, there's tons and tons of organizations that can help you pay for some medical stuff if need be, and you can always do a fun for yourself. Just never have that as your biggest obstacle, because that is a stress for a lot of people. And we did a show on that not long ago, showing people where they could get help. So don't think, oh my gosh, can't afford it. You know what, just go, because you will feel really bad if you didn't do that for your pet. And if you find mushrooms and they do pop up anywhere in your yard, they can be killed with herbicides, but it's best to pull them out from the root, as they can grow back rather quickly. And are there any safe mushrooms? Mushrooms that are available at the grocery store for consumption are not considered to pose a health hazard for pets. However, any food that's not part of a normal diet for your pet can lead to an upset stomach, and this is why it's a great idea to not only offer small portions as an occasional treat if you are going to do that. And because wild mushrooms can be very tricky to distinguish, and certain poisonous varieties mimic safe ones, that fantastic website at the ASPCA would not recommend offering your pet wild mushrooms of any kind. That would never enter my head. Hey, let's have some wild mushrooms.
There's pictures. What am I looking at right now?
You know the ones you see, cartoon mushrooms that are red with the white blobs on the top? You know what? They found them at Buckingham Palace.
The red one, they're
very
called
rare.
fly agaric.
Yeah, they're very rare.
And
they
then there's the
found them recently.
jeweled death cap, which looks like edible mushrooms. So I'm looking right now at a website called vetstreet.com. vetstreet.com.
Nice.
And they're showing the 5 common mushrooms that are poisonous to dogs, and there are actual photos. So I mean, really, photos make a lot of sense. I mean, I just would stay away from mushrooms, period. Some of these look like the kind you buy in the grocery store. I mean, you can hardly tell the difference. Ooh, there's some elf's saddle. That's the most evil looking mushroom I've ever seen in my life.
Let's have a look.
Wow, it looks like a rattlesnake's head.
Oh, that's horrible.
Wow. Go to vetstreet.com. That's
You can get traumatized when you see these mushrooms.
yeah, well, look, you'll get a look at them at least anyhow.
We'll have nightmares over these mushrooms now. I'm one of those people that's very much power suggestion works with me. That's why I like hypnosis and that kind of stuff. And I can guarantee there'll be some mushroom episode in our future. I'm sure of it. I'm a sleepwalker anyway. I've been doing a lot of that recently as well. So
Annoying.
I know, but I can't help it. It just happens sometimes. So I want to say a quick hello to everybody on Periscope. Today, later on when we leave the show, we're going over to the Hot Diggity Dachshunds Halloweener event over at Kellogg's Zahir Park. So if you're in Vegas, come and find us. We're judging all the contests. You can eat while you're there. You can bid on auction stuff and bring your dogs with you. It's really, really fun.
Do they sell hot dogs there?
They sell hot dogs.
Hot Diggity Dachshund.
Yes. They sell hot dogs. I guess they would have to. It's thematic, isn't it? You know. So that's going to be a really, really fun event this afternoon. What time are we on? Ooh, Carol, are you still there on Periscope? Do you give me a little wave? Because, I hope she's still there. I hope she's still there. You know what? Let's do a quick break. It's going to be very quick. Listen in, everybody. And we're going to be right back. So listen to some words from our fabulous sponsors. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. With me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. We'll be right back.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Calling all pet product manufacturers and pet experts. Let the public relations and marketing professionals at Whitegate PR get you featured in the news. I'm Dana Humphrey at Whitegate PR, and we have been specializing in pet product PR for over 10 years and can get your brand featured in the media, from TV to radio to print to blogs. You can find out more at www.whitegatepr.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio continues. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. Now, here again, your host, Sam.
And we're back. You probably heard that big crack of the mic moving there. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. And if Carol is still listening from Fighters of Reality, just want to let you know we just put up her commercial for her big fundraiser in April over in New York. And we will be there. And she raises a lot of money for animals in rescue, and she does it in a very, very fun way. And this one's called Wiggle Butts Uncorked, and it's in America's oldest winery. So that's going to be a nice trip for us, Jim.
Carol's very nice and awesome.
And fun, yeah. And you'll like her blog, fightersofreality.com. Now, talking of blogs, I picked up a great article from our friend Bernard Lima Chavez, and his blog is dogandhisboy.com, and we had him on the show 2 weeks ago. He is a pet owner, it's not even a word, is it? Pet parent of both hearing dogs and deaf dogs. So he has great experience, and he writes about his experience from owning these deaf dogs. And Edison is one of his dogs, and Edison has some approved products that he reviews. And I really like that. So this is what I picked up, and this was an Edison approved product, and it's also a review and a giveaway. And you don't have to be a deaf dog to apply for this giveaway either. But this is what Bernard wrote. Deaf dogs, more than hearing dogs, tend to be touch sensitive. Because I think when you lose one sense,
you pick up another.
You don't pick up another. I think you improve.
It gets stronger.
Yeah, and I will say that because my oldest sister, who had a terrible head injury, lost her taste and her smell. And so then she developed, this sounds really weird, feelings around food. And she ate by texture.
Is that how she could tell when her husband was cheating her on tea bags? He would use old tea bags and mix up tea, but he would save money because she couldn't taste anyhow.
No, that's not why he did it. I'll tell you why he did it. She's not a tea drinker. She'd say, will you make me a coffee? And he said, sure. And he'd make himself a cup of tea, and then he would just dunk the tea bag in water for her and tell her it was coffee because
so awesome.
she couldn't taste.
That's so awesome.
Luckily, like 15 years later, one day it came back. Her taste as well just came back. But she developed this sense, and this sounds really strange, but I was with her one time and we were shopping, and she said, oh, I'm getting a really weird feeling. And I said, about what? She goes, there's a hot dog stand around here. I can just feel it. And she was right. We went around the corner, and sure enough, she goes, I get a chemical feeling about certain foods. Isn't that interesting? So
bizarre.
I know. She was surprised too. But so there you go. So I'm thinking, hi, Andy Lee, how are you? So what I'm thinking is same kind of thing. You know, you've got a deaf dog, so they are going to expand upon their other senses. And this is what Bernard was saying. And he said they tend to be very, very touch sensitive, more than a hearing dog. Perhaps living in a silent world increases their tactile sensory perception. Maybe this is because we use our hands as a primary form of communication. Those hands mean everything to those dogs. Or perhaps they're just mammals, and like humans, when one sense is diminished or non-existent, the other five kick in, become more heightened and important to experiencing and understanding the world around them. And he said, I can't give you a definitive answer, but he said, I have been in communication with a university-based scientist here in the US who is studying deaf dog behavior. And she's looking at it as if she is looking at if and how deaf dog behavior is different than hearing dogs. And he's hoping to sit down with her for a bit of a formal chat and obviously bring in his experience with his own dogs and see how that goes. So we'll follow up with him because that sounds very, very interesting to me. And he said, meanwhile, he said he can offer his own first-hand experience, which I really, really like because you're the authority on your own pets, you know, they're your own experiences, you know, and often people can learn from your own experience. You may not be an expert on deaf dogs, but you may be like, I have deaf dogs and this has been my experience. It can be very helpful to lots of other people. And what he found was that he was sent a box of Groom Genies, a new brush designed for touch-sensitive dogs. He says she knew that deaf dogs can be especially sensory sensitive and thought of him. This is the person that owns the company, of course. Thought of him and his deaf dogs, and they were a gift to him. And he said his dogs love it. The Groom Genie is actually not a new product so much as it is a redesigned human product that has reconfigured to meet the needs of dogs who, because of high stress levels, long, tangled, painful knots, deafness and blindness, fear or bad life experiences are more responsive to both pleasant and unpleasant touch. And the ergonomic design also has pet parents in mind as well. So the Groom Genie is based on the same principles and is designed to meet the same needs as the Not Genie. Easy detangling long hair without pulling or causing pain, and relaxing with a gentle massaging touch. So that's a big part of it. And it became very successful and caught the attention of many media outlets. And what the company says behind Groom Genie was soon that they found that pet parents were purchasing the Not Genie for their dogs. I will admit, I've brushed my hair with a dog brush. I've not brushed my teeth with a dog toothbrush yet.
Oh,
it could happen.
That's all right. I de-shed Galaxy with my beard brush.
See? Fantastic. And they said being focused on their mission to help people and now pets in need, the Not Genie folks went back to the drawing board and redesigned this whole new brush. And it has soft, gentle bristles that both groom your dog and relax them at the same time. And he says, as you know, my small pony-sized dogs, they kind of are, they've got short hair. So he tends to be he calls himself, this is what I love about Bernard. He's very honest about how he is as a pet parent. He's like, I'm not perfect, So he says he is tends to be a bad pet parent when it comes to grooming. However, he says he adores these brushes for the stress reduction benefits and relaxation they provide his deaf dogs. And it's designed so it fits in your hand naturally, and brushing feels more like petting than brushing, which I think is very good. I think it's this action, if you're looking on Periscope, this kind of thing, as opposed to holding a brush. So he says it makes it a far more pleasurable experience for both pets and the actual pet parent. And there's lots of great studies out there about the positive, healthy relationship between petting and touching a dog for humans. We all know that. You've had a bad day. What do you want to do? Cuddle up with your dog, pet them. You feel instantly better. And we also know that dogs love that experience also. And I think that's a great product. So basically, if you go over to his blog, which is Dog and His Boy, then you can also enter the giveaway. I think tomorrow's the last day, if I'm not wrong. Or it could be today. So just go really quickly, hop on over there and enter to win one of those brushes. And what else did he say? That's pretty much it. It just said check out the Teeny Groom Genie for smaller dogs. So it's not just for the big dogs. So I thought that was a really great product to learn about. And if you've got a dog that maybe not be deaf, but quite like it says, highly strung, needs to relax, and this would be a great way to do it, and a great bonding experience. What do you think about that, Jim?
Interesting.
Oh, you have no more insight for me?
No, I'm just kind of, I like to do stuff with my dogs whenever they are de-stressors.
They really are.
If we didn't have dogs, but it's like you do things to try to not put your stress on your dogs, because I think they are sensitive to your stresses as well, and they absorb it.
Certainly, Yeah, I agree with you on that entirely. I love it when Mr. Twix comes up to me, and he just comes up and he comes and lays right next to me because he just wants a cuddle. That's just really lovely. And this is from a dog that, as many of you know, we found him in the desert. So he'd not been around people, he'd not been around animals, and they had to kind of learn all these behaviors. But you know what? This is quite interesting, because clearly I've not taught him this. But if I say to him, go get your toy, he goes and gets my shoes. Now, I've not trained him to think that my shoes are toys, but he's decided that on himself. But yeah, he loves shoes, doesn't he, Jim?
He loves shoes. And you know what was interesting today? It's been almost a year and a half since we caught him. And, we had two neighbors who also helped us get him out of the park and capture him. And he hasn't seen him all summer because they spent the summer in the Northeast. And he went over to see Ray this morning, and he was a bit of a show-off. He was showing Ray how he protects his sister.
Oh.
And our Jack Russell needs no protection.
No.
But our little Lhasa that we found, he loves to, he was showing off to Ray, like, look, I take care of her. And he sat like a sentinel there.
He loves Ray, though. He really, really loves Ray. Mm-hmm. He's the kind of dog that you have to... He will tell you the terms in which you're going to become friends. You can't tell him, we're going to be friends, I'm going to pick you up, I'm going to pet you, I'm going to, play with your little ears and stuff. No. He's going to tell you how we're doing it. And that is, you're going to ignore me until I decide I'm going to let you in. Mm-hmm. But it is the better way. He feels more confident that way, and he bonds much quicker when he does that. So, but yeah, he's a comical little thing. I posted a picture on Instagram today. Go over and take a look at his lashes. They're full on today. They're full on. And Thornton posted a picture this morning saying, it's the weekend, let's relax. It's very good advice. And Galaxy was lounging on the couch, like she had like one leg dangling down, like the Angelina Jolie leg. So they've all got it going on today. They've got these very unique personalities, and they do make us very happy and relaxed too. So let's talk about cats. We saw a cat this morning that thankfully we didn't have to pick up. It looks like it belongs to a neighbour. So, but as long as it was off the road, that was what was really important. And let's talk about cat bites. We've got a few minutes left. Cat bites may look benign, but they can land you in hospital for days. And this is from Dr. Becca. I like Dr. Becca, holistic vet. Take a lot of advice from her. Dog bites are often a topic of discussion and are generally considered dangerous, but we don't hear much about cat bites. And because it's perhaps it's because kitties have smaller mouths and teeth than dogs do, so their bites don't appear that serious. Like, oh, it's a little bite. However, a new study suggests that while dog bites get lots of attention, cat bites can be just as hazardous, as you've surely noticed. Your kitty has sharp teeth that can easily puncture your soft human skin, transferring bacteria from your cat's mouth to your body. And 30% of cat bite patients in this study required a hospital stay. So it's very serious. And the Mayo Clinic ran this whole study on this. The average age of patients was 49, and the majority were female who got bitten. And about 1/3 wound up being admitted to the hospital for infection and other problems related to their cat bite injury. And they said the amount of time that elapsed between cat bite and when they had to get to the hospital was 27 hours. So that's, just go straight away. It's a lot more serious than I think we all even realized. So cat bites, no matter how small, should not be ignored. They said while the authors of this study concede that it was a relatively small study that looked at data that was not always uniform, Dr. Carlson also stressed that while cat bites often look minor, both patients and doctors should take them seriously. This is especially true when there's swelling or inflammation at the location of the bite. And so
I have to say, though, I've never heard of someone getting bitten by a cat in my entire life.
Oh, you ask a rescuer. You ask a rescuer that rescues cats that are frightened. You ask someone who works with feral cats.
But I've never met someone who got bit by a cat.
Well,
ever.
It happened.
Ever.
And scratched and,
Okay.
So just, if you do get bitten. And I would think probably people in rescue are a much higher percentage of people that do get bitten when they're dealing with cats. Then hop on over to your hospital or your doctor, get yourself treated for that. But it is something we never really talk about, is it? Cat bites. We were at my sister's house back in June. She's got a cute cat, Jasmine, and she'd come and she snuggled up to me, and then she put her little paw right up against the sole of my bare foot. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I took a picture, and then her claws came out. I pulled my foot away so fast. So cats are funny. They'll fool you. They'll be like, yeah, I lured you in on this one. And then when you least expect it, they pounce on you. My sister loves her cat, and Jim unfortunately can never stay at her house because he's allergic to him. So he stays at the other sister. It's a good job I've got 4 sisters. Yes. My sisters enjoy that when we actually travel. What night are you coming to stay with us? What night are you coming to stay with us? And it's just nice to be able to do that. But except for Jim, just can't go to that one sister's house. So if you're just listening again, we're getting close to the end of the show. A fantastic event going on today in Las Vegas, and that is the Las Vegas Hot Diggity Dachshund Halloween. It's, I think, the 12th year it's been going on. It's been a long time, been involved for many, many years. I'll be judging the contests over there. There's a very small admission to get in. There's a family rate, which is cheap. And there's food to be purchased. You can bid on some great auction items. The races, the contests, vendors are there, and it'll have music playing, and it'll be really, really fun. It always is every single year. The weather's spectacular. So get yourself out there, take the family, take your little dogs with you, and enjoy a wonderful afternoon of raising money for animals in need from 11 to 3 p.m. today. And it's in a secure dog park, so you can take dogs off leash once you get there. So how many minutes we got? A couple of minutes? 3. Oh, I don't have to rush the end. What we like to say at the end of every single show, because we think this is very, very important, is you can help a pet in need. You can either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or go to a pet event that's raising money for rescue and rescue your next family member. There's plenty of wonderful pets in the shelters. Replace the word shop with adopt, because there are plenty of great pets in the shelters. And be kind to all animals, not just cats and dogs, but all animals. That's your dolphins and your tigers and all that. Just don't go to their shows. And we don't want animals for entertainment, because it's just not a good thing. So
no, I want my show to come back to a certain venue, and that means that the big cat show has to
go. Yeah. Jim played with Priscilla Presley's Elvis show this year for a short contract, and the hope is that it comes back. And if it
Tell the Westgate you want the Elvis experience to come back.
And you're not interested in the Tigers.
And you're not interested in tigers that have amputated claws.
Yeah, we don't like that. So
that's
Elvis,
all right. I put it out there. I don't care.
Elvis is much nicer to watch. It's a great show. So hopefully it'll come back. And thank you, Jim, for being on the show today, doing the research for us. It's a wonderful thing.
Yes, I am excellent.
So if you want to find us again on social media, find us on Facebook at Vegas Rock Dog Radio. The blog is therockandrolldog.com. We're going to have some really good reviews coming up and some great fun articles. And if you want to pick up some rock and roll clothing for you and your pets, you're going to go to vegasrockdog.com and find us on Periscope, Vegas Rock Dog. Find us on Twitter, Vegas Rock Dog Show. We're everywhere. And I think we're going to wrap up. It's been a good show, Jim. We've covered cat bites. We've covered mushrooms. We've covered, what else have we covered today? TVs falling on pets and kids.
My Uncle Sam.
Your Uncle Sam picking his magic mushrooms. And what would he be thinking now from heaven, Jim, looking down on this show, saying that about him?
Oh, he loves you.
I know he did. He loved me because I was fun. We had the same name, Uncle Sam and Sam. And we've got 1 minute. I never, this is weird because normally I'm just going 100 miles an hour at the very, very end of the show.
1,000 miles an hour.
1,000 miles. What's that from? Oh, yeah. Bee Gees. That's Jim's impersonation of the Bee Gees. Go on, do it again. This is what we're like all the time. It's ridiculous. It's important to laugh, though, every single day. So I think we're going to wrap up, are we? Yeah, why not? Remember, we'll be back next week, Vegas Rock Dog Radio, and it's Pets, People, Pop Culture, and currently we're the #1 show here at Vegas All Net Radio, and that's where we intend to stay. So listen in whenever you can and catch an archive if you can't listen in live. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. We will see you next week. It's going to be a fun show next week as well. And have a wonderful weekend and support your local rescues. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Bye, everyone.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.